Hey, beautiful people. I felt inspired today to share something with you about a topic that has been really present in my sessions over the last couple of weeks. And the topic that I want to share about is about the power of healing your birth trauma. Because I have a feeling, and I realize more and more that not many people know about their birth trauma, or that they don't know about the power of healing that. And when I'm talking about birth trauma, I'm talking about anything that you have experienced as a baby, as a young-born baby, on an emotional, mental, energetic, or physical level that was experienced as traumatic for you. And even sometimes as an adult, if we look at it, it doesn't really look or feel traumatic, but as a baby, we experience it as something traumatic. And I want to use the example of one of my clients where this birth trauma came up in our sessions, and we weren't expecting that this was, or she at least wasn't expecting that it was related to her birth, but she was experiencing in her life, as far as she can remember, she always felt responsible for others. She always wanted to put others first, wanted to take care of others in relationships, with her friends, with her family. She was always caring about the other and not really considering herself. And she was on a point right now that she felt like, I'm done with that. It's not how I want to live my life. So we dove deeper into that, and it took us back to the moment she was born. And what happened there is that, I see that often, that something happens during the moment of bonding. And in case you don't know what bonding is the first moment of connection between you and your mother. That's what they call the bonding moment. And that's crucial. That's so important. So if during that moment, or even if the moment doesn't even happen, or it takes longer, because it's really important that moment happens really fast after the moment you came through the birth canal. So if something is happening there that's out of balance on an emotional level, physical level, energetic level, it will impact you, because this is the first connection you have with one of the most important people of your life back then. And what happened with this client when we dove into her birth, and what happened is that she picked up, she absorbed and internalized the energy of her mother. And that energy was representing feelings of, I need you to take care of me. I need you to be alive. I need you to save me. And that was like something she internalized, she took on. And that's something that happens really easily if we are a baby, because our energetic field is wide open. So it's super easy for us to pick up these energies. And you can imagine if that happens once you are just born and you pick that up from your mother, it subconsciously creates the base, the foundation for connection for you in your life. And that was exactly what happened in her life, that she thought connection means taking care of the other, taking full responsibility for whatever the other person is feeling, saving the other person. That's what she was doing her whole life, in her relationships with partners, in her relationships with friends, in her relationship with her mother. And what we did, and that's the power of, for me personally, of healing this trauma, is we separate the energy from the mother and the child. So because as a child you can't do that, you don't even have the brain developed yet that you are aware, okay, this is what my mother is feeling and this is mine. No, because you're so like entangled with each other that you've experienced it as yours and you take it on as yours. So we like separate those two. So we free the baby from, like how she called it in this case, like it felt like a burden for her. It felt like a burden that was put onto her to take care of her in a way that was out of balance. And we also, that's really important in all the work that I do actually, but in this case we take the baby out of this, energetically out of this situation, because energetically this cord was still connected with her and with this situation. So we taking the baby out of that energetic moment and taking care of the baby and giving it the love and nurture and safety and connection, bonding that it needed back then, but for whatever reason her mother couldn't fully give her. And again, I'm not talking about any judgment that what the mother did was wrong or bad, but it was something that was out of balance that impacted her. So right now she is the adult and taking responsibility of that part of her, because the baby is a big part of her. And once she let go of that imbalanced foundation, so to say, we created a new healthy foundation that was serving her. And also we created this nurture and this care for that part within her. And I was so touched at the end of the session. She shared that. She said, finally I can live my life for my own life energy, for my own energy. She could really feel herself. And that's why I'm sharing this, because that's the power of healing your birth trauma. And then I'm not even talking about anything physical that happened, which also can be traumatic, but I'm talking about the emotional experience that was for her impacting her life until now. So for me it was just important, I felt, to share about this, to bring some awareness around this subject, because I think we all have some imbalance, some maybe traumatic experience that we are not aware of that happened during the first moment we were born. And you don't need to live from that, because it's a subconscious programming that can be created back then. So you can heal that, you can release that, you can separate that, you can give yourself what you needed back then. And that's such a beautiful, powerful way of healing. And I just felt like sharing it. And let me know if you have any questions about this, or if it brings something up in you, if it resonates, if maybe you get memories back, maybe things in your body happen when you listen to this, or when you come to realize more about your own birth. Because what happens, many times I hear people saying when I'm working with them, no, my birth was completely fine, nothing happened, no complications, all of this. And that's beautiful, but then later on, when we dive deeper, sometimes the birth comes up and there was something that happened that was maybe traumatic. But it's so subconscious that we can't even access it with our conscious mind, conscious memory. So I hope this, I want to say, inspires you. It maybe brings some awareness. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'm here. And thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And I'm sending you lots of love. Bye.